Now, let's switch to English again into the mobility sector for the next segment. It actually takes a lot of patience to build a community and a platform trustworthy enough so that your consumer and users are going to be willing to share their data for the sake of the entire community. Well, there is one platform, one service who's been able to do this, and this is Waze. So please join me in welcoming Fej Shmuelevitz to learn more about it.
Good afternoon. Thank you for coming here. My name is Fej Shmuelevitz, and I joined Waze almost 10 years ago. And as you can see here, this is one of the early photos with versions that we had to test. And I'm going to touch base about the journey that we have made along the way, starting from those 10 years ago and until today, and how we put our users in the center. So, as you can see, at the time, there were several very important aspects and events that were happening. One of them was that Navtech was bought by Nokia for $8 billion. Atlas was bought by TomTom for $4 billion. And even Apple, number one, the first Apple came out. This was a time of change, a time of disruption, and Waze fit in very nicely into it. So, if we look at the way that we are today, oops, I have a feeling I went a bit too far. If we look at the way we are today in Paris, unfortunately the slide is out. Wait a second, sorry about that. If we look at the type of traffic that we have today in Paris, you can see that we are definitely getting very large user base in Paris. It's among our top 3 tier countries. And what we are trying to do is exactly to propagate this around the world. So, how do we do it? The way that we do it is by taking our Waze application, giving it to the users, and moving from those old platforms that you see here, Nokia, into the new world of Android and Apple. So, how are we building it? This is an example from Slovakia. You can see the date. It's 2010. You can see that we are slowly building the maps with the help of our users. The users are driving. The users are providing information while they're driving. And our map editors are the ones that are actually taking it and making it to a navigable map. So today we compile the map of the world every day. This is the way the map is changing on a daily basis all around the world. So who is participating in this? As you can see here in the picture, we have a very elaborate group of users. We call them the Waze mappers. These mappers, which are over 25,000 in number, are actually helping map the world in over 100 countries, providing 25 million edits a month. In this way, we are able to capture most of the changes that are happening within 24 to 48 hours. But this is not enough. We need to be able to build the system where these mappers are increasing in numbers, are providing more information, and are communicating with us in a better manner. So what we created was an overall structure where we have leaders that are managing country managers, that are managing area managers. We are empowering them to actually help other users. This hierarchy and the list of experts that you have here as well, they are the ones that are communicating. They are the ones that are speaking in a lot of times on our behalf. We trust them. We listen to them. We meet them over 70 times a year in different places. We have meetups all around the world. The picture that you saw before was from a meetup in Latam, where we met them, had 2 days of discussions, understood their pain points, they understood our roadmap, and this collaboration and communication is something that we do both with our mappers and our users at the end of the day to put them in the center, to build the trust, to provide value, to gain their respect. As you can see, we are not only working with the users, we are also working with what we call the connected citizens. They are a group of municipalities, Department of Transportation, all kind of entities that are dealing with traffic and traffic-related information. Today we have over 2 billion customers around the world that are actually using our platform via the CCP. We launched it in 2013. We have 600 partners, and we are covering over 40% of the cities, the global cities. What does this enable us to do? It enables us to provide real-time information that the municipalities and departments of transportation can use to enhance traffic, and they provide us information on what's happening. Things like marathons, things like parades, road closures, and other events. And this is the way we are not only collecting information, we are giving it back for the benefit of the users. As part of this ecosystem, we also came up with our business proposition, which is the ads. The idea of the ads was to have something that is meaningful and useful for the user, something that is not intrusive, something that is respected and enables to provide the user a better picture of where he is and what's happening on the road. You can see here also in France that we have a lot of respectable establishments that are working with us to provide that information. From a study that we made, we saw that the users are very much involved and understand the benefit of the ads. Actually, 60% of the French users are actually seeing these ads as helpful and meaningful. This will be something that we will enhance tomorrow when we release a study that we made relating to the French market. So if you join us all tomorrow upstairs at 3:20, this is exactly when we'll give some more information about how our advertisers are working with us. Given that, I'll just want to go through some numbers to show how effective Waze is. So we have navigations to fast food, we have navigations to hotels, we have navigations to supermarkets. We work with small businesses, medium businesses, and large businesses and help bring the users to those venues. This is because, again, we empower the user, we respect the user, we provide trust, and this trust that we have with our users is part of the trust that the advertisers have when they advertise on our platform. So together in this ecosystem, if we add in the CCP program, there's mutual benefit, there's an ecosystem of putting the user in the center, but providing him value and having him trust Waze, the advertisers and the municipalities as well. An interesting new feature, just to put it in example, is Allianz that is now offering a service on European roads to help drivers that have some malfunction or whatever. This is something that they give both to Waze users and to Waze users that are their customers or are not. And this is part of the features and part of the benefits that we're trying to push so that we are always on the leading edge of support and help to our driver and user base. And I would just like to finish with an example from Hurricane Harvey. Hurricane Harvey was very problematic in the US. But Waze, with the help of our mapping community, our user community, with the local municipalities that provided information, teaming them all up together resulted in this tweet that you can see that without Waze, this user, this driver, could have very well been in trouble. But because of that ecosystem, because of that ability to communicate with the user, we managed to provide a solution, managed to actually save life. So thank you very much, and good afternoon.